Wednesday. Two popular culture things that I would like to talk about. One is what Laura wanted me to say, is that I have not seen Rent yet, and I really want to, but I kind of ran out of time tonight. And the other is that I'm reading a story by Virginia Woolf called Mrs. Dalloway. And it's a lot different from what we've been reading in my Brit Lit class because it's kind of stream of consciousness. And it's really weird to read because I don't really get any of the references, but it's so obviously the narrator is talking about things that she takes for granted in her normal life that one should already know. Like the names of streets and like people and stuff like that. It's kind of weird. Here, let me read a little excerpt. Year in, year out, she wore that coat. She perspired. She was never in the room 5 minutes without making you feel her superiority, your inferiority, how poor she was, how rich you were, how she lived in a slum without cushion or bed or a rug or whatever else it might be. All her soul rusted with that grievance sticking in it, her dismissal from school during the war. Poor, embittered, unfortunate creature! For it was not her one hated, but the idea of her, which undoubtedly had gathered into itself a great deal that was not Miss Kilman, had become one of those spectres with which one battles in the night, one of those spectres who stand astride us and suck up half our lifeblood, denominators and tyrants. For no doubt, with another throw of the dice, had the black been uppermost and not the white, she would have loved Miss Kilman, but not in this world. No. So, yes, thank you. The sentences are fairly long. The interesting thing is how she phrases ideas with talking about a specter, and this characterization is very interesting, actually. Some of the descriptions I like, but in general, it seems to be tend to be very rambling. I'm not really sure what the book is about yet, because it just keeps talking about this woman, and then she just starts going off about something. And, well, I think that's a pretty good little excerpt. I read another one earlier, but then I didn't really like it, so I replaced it with this one. Nonsense! Nonsense! She cried to herself, pushing through the swing doors of Mulberry's the florist's. It's very lively. You really feel like you're smelling all those scents and hearing things, and you're in that summer June world, which you're not really quite sure you understand yet, but I think maybe eventually I will if I keep reading. Back to Rent. The reason why I haven't watched Rent tonight, oh, she's so excited,
I am excited.
is because we have a prospective student. And I'm sorry, Laura, that wasn't very exciting, but...
It's okay. No, it is exciting, because I have to meet her.
Right. The prospective student is possibly a new Eastern cohort person, although she didn't really seem that enthused. Steph and I kind of went full-on advertisement for Eastern. We're like, yeah, and this, and Dr. Yonan, and that, and it was really funny because we realized what nerds we were, and we started talking about all the professors and gossiping about them, and it was really fun. Yes. I really like having you laughing in the background, Laura. It's fun.
You're funny.
Oh, good. I'm really glad that I'm funny. Oh, and that reminds me of Dr. Mosier's thing tonight. I'll talk about that real quick. So we went to our professor's house, Dr. Mosier, who teaches Bible, who kind of has an interesting sense of humor. And he has 5 children, only 4 of which were there. And they were just basically running around, non-suppressed, screaming, and dancing and playing kung fu the entire time. It was great. I even told the mother that I was really appreciative that they didn't suppress their children. And it was cool because I got in a little conversation with her about that and how she feels kind of bad when she's around her relatives because they think that it's not good. But I'm saying, well, when there's important times like going to church, then you can actually tell the kids to be quiet, and they will because you let them do things the rest of the time. So I think it's really sensible, personally. And we had lamb, which was exceedingly delicious. I ate so much meat, it's disgusting. Obviously, Laura didn't because she's a vegetarian, but I really think she's missing out. Laura, you should not be a vegetarian, so you can eat lamb.
Asparagus. The rest of it was very good. I love the asparagus.
I can't stand asparagus, but I ate it anyway.
Is there
anything other interesting things about going there that I should mention besides the cuteness of the little babies and stuff?
The fact that we missed the game night because we had to be back to pack like normal people.
No, we don't want want to talk about that. That's negative. Oh, and we talked about the blueness of all his children's eyes and how he told his wife he didn't realize that his wife had the right color of eyes or he didn't even know what color her eyes were even after he proposed to her and she closed her eyes and asked him if he thought that her eyes were pretty or something like that. And then later he found out that he called her eyes a crappy blue because it was like there's crap floating around in it because there are bits of brown in it. I know. You didn't hear that, did you?
No, that's awful.
It's really disgusting. I could not believe that. But actually, I could because Dr. Mosher is kind of a tease.
The blue noses.
Oh, and the blue noses! Yeah, he bought her 10 blue noses for Valentine's Day once. So it turns out that he was kind of a jokester even when they were dating, which is good because that means that she didn't get into something that she didn't already know what she was in. And by the way, we found a book that he wrote in the house, and we realized that he went to St. Andrews in Scotland, which, when I was reading the study abroad thing for that, it didn't actually sound very interesting. Look, Bill. But don't tell him that I said that.
I won't.
I don't think there's anything else I want to talk about. So, happy Wednesday, and I'm very excited because, of course, it's Easter, which means we get a break, which means we go home, which means I don't get to see Laura, but you guys do, so have fun with her. Bye. So, I forgot to introduce our 2 new arrivals to the vlog community. One is Mr. David Dyer, who happens to be my beloved.
Sundays.
And he is on Sundays! David's gonna be really good at this, I already know. And the other person is Francis's best friend, Victoria. Yay! Who's gonna be on tomorrow?
Yeah,
Thursdays! Victoria seems like a Thursday sort of name, so I think that's very appropriate.
Very good.
So that is all, folks, except for the fact that, Miranda, we really wish that you were back here. It was kind of sad that I had to say goodbye to you and then go to class like that. I didn't actually get to see you off. I really like seeing people off, so just know that, and I hope you are doing well. We love you, and Sarah, of course, we love you too. We wish you would come up as well so you could join in the fun. Not to be obligatory or anything. Goodbye!